Welcome to Men Helping Men, a podcast dedicated to men who help other men become better men. Our format is simple. Our guests get 5 minutes to answer one single question. What is the most important lesson they've learned, and how did it change their lives? Our guest today is responsible for maximizing thousands of athletes' competitive opportunities, and he has assisted more than 200 students receive college scholarships. Let's welcome to the show Greg Walls. What's going on, brother? Man, I appreciate the 20 minute we've been speaking before we started recording. So, yeah, we've been going on for considering that this podcast is going to be 8 minutes long. We've talked about four times more almost prior to recording. But man, let me ask you this: what's the most important lesson you've learned, and how did it change your life?
The most important lesson I learned, Nico, was embracing and understanding failure. Man, and I mean that in the literal sense. I think that all young men, these are all my thoughts and my opinions that I'm expressing. So, gentlemen, when you hear me out there, just hear me out. I think all young men should experience failure early in life. And I mean something that you can't come back from. Something that no matter how hard you worked, no matter what happened, the outcome just wasn't what you needed it to be, and you can't revisit it. I know that I experienced failure uh, a little later, like at 21, 22 years old. I wish I would have experienced it at 10, 11, 12 years old. But if you think about it, as an athlete or anybody that's been successful in anything, I had been successful in athletics since I was 5, 6 years old. Baseball all star, all state, all American in high school, all state in football, all conference in college, all of these things. And I get a chance to go uh, to the NFL. So I get picked up by the then Washington Redskins, now Washington Commanders. I was an undrafted free agent. So my entire life, even in high school, all uh, honor student at TCU, things of that nature. Get to the NFL, I'm out there, I'm practicing, I know I'm competing. I can compete with these guys. I know I can get after it with these guys. It never once crossed my mind that I would get cut. It never once entered my mind because I hadn't had an opportunity to where I was ever in a cut position. Even whenever I played at TCU, I had to earn my spot at corner, but I never once thought, I was going to be in college and not play. So back to the NFL, when I got called into Marty Schottenheimer's office and he looked me in the face and said, son, we're going to have to let you go. You're not good enough to be on this team. That's a blow to the psyche, man. That's something that's heavy for somebody who had never experienced the fact that, hey, yo, you're not good enough. So I would say to everybody, I think it's imperative. I think you understand and deal with failure early so you know how to respond to it. You know how to come back from it. You understand that it is a loss. You understand that, I chased that league dream for another year. I'm trying out for Canadian teams. I'm trying out for other NFL teams. I'm paying people to train me to run a faster time. I get better. I get ready. I spend almost a full year get to the last time I think I'm a tryout. I go to a trial for a team in Edmonton, in Canada. They come down, they have those tryouts. They had one in Louisiana. I go down. I have a tremendous day, and I'm talking about our fastest time I ever ran. I jumped like a 37 or 38. I ran a sub 4.4. Like I had a great day. And I was like, oh, today is the day. If I don't get picked up today, if nobody thinks I'm good enough today, I'm done. You know, and then you don't get a call back. So you're really done. And you hang those things up and you look and say, I didn't put the timestamp on this. This didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. And to me, I defined it as I failed because I couldn't control the outcome. I was told I was done. I just stopped pursuing it. I think that should happen at a younger age because you learn lessons differently when you're older. You hold on to things a little bit longer than you should, and then you embrace past successes that you can't use as future references. So I think it's imperative for us uh, as men. We should look upon our points of failure and how we handled it, and then how is it still strong holding us as we try to move forward, because that failure held on to me for about 5 or 6 years, 2 years of depression, and it's not cool to be depressed at a young age. So I encourage all of the gentlemen listening, hey man, take the time to embrace your loss so you can learn how to define the rest of the way to calculate those dubs.
Man, that sucks, bro. Just I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, but just
I
man,
know it.
your story, man, that sucks. Because man, you're that's the dream right there. That is such a small percentage of people get to try out, and an even smaller amount of people get to play. But if you could tell the listeners out there, the men out there, what is the first thing they should do after a big loss? Like something to the level of what we're talking about here, the dreams, the NFL, you don't make it and it's a hard pill to swallow, but then you keep on trying, which is great because you should always keep trying. But that Canadian team, when Edmonton didn't take you, because it's not that you sucked. You said it yourself, you had a great day. So what got you out of that depression afterwards? Like what's the first thing you did to say, you know what, let's do this. Like let's get back to something.
That's a great question, and it's what works for everything. Acceptance. I just had to accept it. I had to not let it go, not embrace. I had to accept it. Like, you know what? I got to move on. I got to move on. I got to do this, and I got to make this my thing. You know, I had my shot. Shot is done. I'm not gonna chase it again. You got to accept it. Once you accept it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can embrace it. You can throw it away. You can use it as fuel, but you got to accept it. If somebody gives you a gift, you got to accept it in order for it to work. If somebody gives you a lesson, you got to accept it in order for it to work out.
Beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. And obviously you've used it because now you help people get college shots. So it's a it's a beautiful thing, man. Um, Thanks for your story. Thanks for being open. I'm sure that this is going to resonate with a lot of people out there. And if you're a listener, you like this episode, make sure to like it, comment, follow. All of Greg's information is going to be in the description. So if you want to see what he does, if you want to be an athlete that maybe he's going to help you get to college, all of his information is going to be there. Contact him, follow him. And yeah, thanks for being on, brother. And until next time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.